February was well and truly the beginning of the busy part of the JRPG year, with it only continuing from this point, and because of that, I was still playing a few games from it coming into March. I was at least able to finish the first JRPG I played properly this year and put out a review for it recently, and I was also able to get into two of my most anticipated games for this year, which was really fun, but since I started those two games in February, it did result in one being put by the wayside as much as I liked both enough to want to finish them. But the fact I had so much fun with games that I've had to even put one aside I don't think is necessarily a bad thing, and just says that there were a lot of cool things to play last month. So with plenty to talk about and even more games to come, here are the JRPGs I played in February. I already spoke very positively about Atelier Sophie 2 in my recent first impressions video on it, and since then, or at least when I was making this video, I had brought my time up to past the 40-hour mark and had been having so much fun getting to know its characters, its updated systems, and its new Atelier world based around dreams. I feel so relaxed when playing it, which once again reminds me of why I love this series so much, and whether it be sipping on my coffee while watching the character events, getting rewarded with special attacks, or synthesizing and gathering in its further refined systems, it's been such a pleasure to play and to watch Sophie's story become even deeper, and in fact, even since making this video because I was sick for a little bit, I actually managed to finish it recently too. I've started making my review for it, but for now you can watch that first impressions video that I made around the 15-hour mark if you want to hear more of my thoughts on a wonderful game, but for now I'll leave it there as I'm about to have a lot to say about it soon, as I really enjoyed this new set of characters that complemented the lovely Sophie as I continued her mysterious journey. A game I also had a really good time with in February was MONARK, a tactical JRPG with hints of psychology and quizzes that I was really enjoying getting to know until Atelier Sophie 2 came out, and unfortunately I put it down. I already knew I was going to do this, but it actually ended up being much harder than I expected, and I thought about coming back to MONARK every couple of days just because I really did like it a lot. Certain characters in it, like Kokoro, I came to really like, with her safe and secure catchphrase and quirky personality, and I was really interested in seeing how its world brought its premise to life, with how the 7 deadly sins were personified in each one of its enemies, adding to the mysterious happenings in the school, and the little quizzes and puzzles along the way were something I always found amusing too, and felt satisfied by when I solved them, with its battles having this kind of feeling as well. These things together made my whole time with MONARK very enjoyable, and if Atelier wasn't my favorite series, I would have been more than happy to have kept playing, as I personally had a great time with it. There do seem to be some mixed thoughts about MONARK, with some of them seeming to do with which console you play it on, but I played it on PS5 and have had a pretty great time with it with no real issues so far. I did make a video on it with my impressions if you want to check out my detailed thoughts, and I'm hoping to get back to it soon, especially since I just finished Atelier Sophie 2. When I stopped playing, I was just at the beginning of Shinya's story chapter, so I know when I come back I have a good part to get back to it from, and so far, at about 18 hours in, I still recommend giving this psychological JRPG a try, as I really like it as a different kind of JRPG. Somehow, with two of my most anticipated games for the year coming out in February, I had high hopes I'd still be able to fit in other games like Voice of Cards: The Forsaken Maiden, but I quickly realized this wouldn't be possible, as even though I was lucky enough to receive both MONARK and Atelier Sophie 2 early, it still didn't mean there was enough time to beat both of them in a way where my time with them didn't overlap. I was having enough trouble balancing both of them for a bit before I decided to stick to my decision to put down MONARK completely, but it meant the idea of playing much else didn't really cross my mind in February, except for a couple of things. The first of these was Pokémon Legends Arceus, which was okay for me to play as I finished it just before I received both of these games. When I did receive them, it meant that I didn't spend as much time with Arceus as I maybe would have liked to in the post-game, but I was really satisfied with its ending and made my review for it already, so I'm happy I can move on to other games feeling like I'm completely done with that one. The only other thing I jumped into between games was Sanrio's collab with SINoALICE's Japanese version that, after seeing the character designs for them, I decided was too cute to pass up, and logged in with the hope that the rewards I'd missed in my time away from the app could at least help me get one unit. It turns out it was exactly right, as in its Step Up Gacha campaign, I managed to get the Red Riding Hood Cross My Melody unit, which was so cute and fluffy that made me feel like I got my cute satisfaction for that day that made me glad I jumped in. As with the Batman collab, I hope it goes to the Western version, as they're such fun collabs, it would be great to see players in the English one get to play with them too, and I hope they can serve as fun things for you guys to play with in the small moments playing bigger games at some point, but no matter what, there are still certainly plenty of things to fill a month with in March anyway. February and March are quite similar in that they're jam-packed full of great-looking JRPGs. There's .hack GU Lost Recode and CRYSTAR's Switch re-releases coming out, with Recode already out and CRYSTAR Switch coming out on the 29th. There's Rune Factory 5 coming out on the 22nd that I really want to play as 4 was so addictive, and I was even curious about titles like Chocobo GP that looks really cute and fun, and even Strangers of Paradise Final Fantasy that just came out on the 18th that I was so curious about that I almost made a video on it that I really want to sit down and play someday. And I almost forgot that even Persona 4 Ultimax will be coming to PS4 and Switch that I still haven't finished all the Persona 3 parts of. But with all these titles, it's easy to see that one person can't play them all, and I learned this the hard way recently. When I was making this video, I'd just come off spending my time with The Cruel King and The Great Hero, another release that just came out that I will have a review up for soon. In my time staying up late to try and finish the game in a timely manner, I managed to run myself down and even lose my voice for a little bit because I got sick, so I'm taking that as a sign that I need to calm down and go back to just doing my best, playing at my own pace while getting a good night's rest. I will say The Cruel King and The Great Hero didn't do anything wrong here, as it's a nice game that I really enjoy playing and look forward to talking about soon, but I think it's a lesson that even though there are many things coming out, you don't have to play them all at once. The games won't go away, so don't feel any pressure to play them all right now like I did, and I'll definitely be trying to remember that from here on out too, while still enjoying as many new games I can, just at a healthy pace. Since that's at least one release out of the way for me though, I'm still also conscious of the fact that I'm very much keeping MONARK in mind for this month, as I got far enough into it to want to finish it. I have received a few other things for review that might mess with that. Also this month, I do really want to play Rune Factory 5, as I really did love 4 so much, and maybe the calming cuteness and its fun wholesome world is what I need, so I am looking forward to that being the thing from March that I spend a lot of time with as I try and clear my gaming time up for April. It's another busy month of JRPGs with plenty of good options to play, and whether you're feeling like farming wholesome goodness or a trip into purgatory, there really are a variety of things to play with. No matter what you guys end up playing, I hope you have a good month with whatever you decide to play, and hope you enjoy it at your own pace and take your time to really enjoy all these things, as I'm sure they'll be well worth the time you put into playing them. Thank you for watching this video. Let me know in the comments below what you played in February and what you plan to play or are already playing this month. You can like and share this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to my channel for more JRPG content like this, and ring that bell to get notifications on whenever I post so you don't miss a thing. You can check out more videos here, and you can find me on social media on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, all at JRPG Jungle. Links to those will be in the description below, and until next time, thank you, bye!